If you're like most business owners, your head is probably spinning about the rapid evolvement of AI in the business world. I'm a business owner also, and I'm always trying to find ways to implement AI into my company to make my business more efficient and more productive. I hear this saying all the time: AI will not replace humans. AI will enhance humans. But I don't think that's always true. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 7 key skill sets that every member of an organization must possess to ensure that AI enhances humans and doesn't replace them. Hey guys, my name is Mike, and thank you for joining me on another video. Remember, if you like my videos, if you find them helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little notification bell so that you're made aware of all videos that I release. I hope you find my videos helpful. In today's video, we're talking about AI, right? I talk to business owners all the time. We serve many industries, and I'm not sure that there's an industry that is insulated from the rapid evolvement of artificial intelligence and AI products in the market. We're in the insurance space. I get phone calls almost every day about someone trying to show me or pitch me a new product. Most of it is noise. Most of it I don't really find valuable, to be honest. I don't bring most of it to my team, but some of the tools that are coming out are just mind-blowing. But that leads me to what I read all the time and what I talk about with a lot of business owners, and that's the fact that, business owners need to be concerned. Okay, it's an exciting time, but it's really hard to stay ahead of it, to wrap your mind around it, to understand how it could affect your business or your industry. Again, I don't think any industry is insulated, even in the trades. I've seen videos with, robots working on job sites. It's insane. But anyway, how can you use AI to better your business, to make your business more effective, more efficient, more profitable? But also, how can you use it to help your team become better professionals? And that's what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at ways that I can use AI to take on some of the more monotonous, the more day-to-day, task-driven, non-revenue generating tasks so that our team can go ahead and do the things that they want to do, right? The things that are more human touching, more revenue generating. And honestly, the things that they take more pride in doing, that they enjoy doing more. That day-to-day monotony type tasks that, robots are going to start taking over, which they already have. I think I spoke about in previous videos, we have bots working at our agency every single day. But I think there are 7 key skill sets that every member of an organization will have to possess to ensure that they remain relevant in the AI era, and to ensure that the businesses are moving them in this direction to help them have better careers and provide more value to their organization. Okay, now I'm going to go through those 7. And at the end of these 7, I'm going to provide something for you that I think will help you move this along in your organization. So number 1 is building relationships, right? Building relationships is key to most businesses. You might hear people say, well, we're in a relationship business. Of course. I think almost all businesses are relationship driven. And what types of things can you do to help your team build relationships? Not just with clients and prospects. And I'm not talking about only sales generated relationships, right? I'm talking about, touch points. I'm talking about building relationships with clients, prospects, industry peers, vendors, partners, centers of influence, relationship building. Okay, how do you do that? How do you help your team be better at that? A lot of people in support roles tend to be behind the scenes. They tend to be, doing the day-to-day paperwork pushing. That's going to change. Those people are going to have to get outside their comfort zones and start working with people, talking to people, doing things on a daily basis to build relationships and drive more business to their organization. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is personal branding. Kind of goes along the same lines, but again, getting outside the comfort zone. We've worked over the years, and particularly myself, with a PR company to help me build my personal brand online. We've worked with members of my team to help them build their personal brand online, but people don't think about it day to day. Most employees have task-oriented, are going to do their jobs every day the way that they're trained to do their jobs. They're going to do their processes, their workflows, and they're not thinking outside the box about what they have to do to remain visible in the market. How do you build trust? What knowledge do you deliver that is different than what AI is basically going to take over? How do you set yourself apart from others in your industry through personal branding? And it doesn't have to be just talking about the business that you're in. It could be any type of personal branding. It can bringing your personal life into it. It can be, bringing value to people, bringing educational materials. What are you going to do to bring personal branding or help your team develop their own personal branding to remain relevant for your organization and on their career path? Number 3, to help them learn how to deliver exceptional value to their clients, right? It's not just about the transactions anymore. It's not just about the automated, step 1 through 3 every single day. Bots are going to handle automation. Bots are even going to handle follow-up. How do the humans in your business deliver value? What tools, what concepts do they bring to the table to help their clients become better business owners, or their clients get the maximum value from you as their partner in business? Okay. You have to start, bringing that to the table. How do you do that? Well, training is going to be big, right? That's what we're doing. Checklists, when they have a conversation with the client, go through the checklist, make sure they're hitting on key points. Listening for clues to train them to hear out certain things where, you can come in and that person can speak about something that's value driven, whether it's a product, a service, a tool, even them themselves, doing more for that client. So how do you teach your people to deliver exceptional value? That's going to be key in one of the 7 skill sets going forward. Number 4 is having a deep understanding of the industry they're in. Industry knowledge, taking continuing education classes, taking training, going to seminars, learning more than just what's on the surface. And again, not every member of an organization is going to think to that level, right? People just come in, they do their jobs, they do it well, but they're not going to think about, do I have to have the utmost knowledge of my industry? And not everybody has to understand every key aspect of an industry. Right? That's not what I'm saying. But diving a little deeper into really becoming a pro within their industry, to really understanding more than just what's on the surface, is going to be really, really important. 5th, I want to talk about sales and revenue generating. People hear the word sales, especially if they're in, support roles or service roles or financial roles or technology roles within a company. They might not really be comfortable selling. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about, closing a deal. Okay, I'm talking about listening for information that can help bring revenue into the company. And that doesn't mean, they have to make the sale, but they could also hand off, right? They can have conversations and they can have discovery meetings, or they can talk to their clients, hearing certain clues that they think their company can deliver to that client or deliver to that person, and bringing it back to the sales team or bringing it back to another team member who can then further the conversation. So again, not just selling. People hear the word selling and they get scared. They're like, oh man, I don't want to be selling. They see movies about, Boiler Room and Wolf on Wall Street, and they think they have to close deals. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying thinking of ways to bring additional revenue to a company. And it can even be ideas to bring revenue. The 6th is having a risk management mindset or its equivalent. And I'm not talking, in the insurance industry, of course, we talk about risk management all the time. At our company, we have a complementary brand that delivers risk management services to our clients, but everyone involved has to think about ways for their company to manage risks, loss prevention, safety, compliance, and everything they do. So for example, like in the insurance industry, regardless of what position you're in inside a business or inside an insurance company, documentation is key, because of liability. I'm sure the same goes for lots of other industries, especially in professional service, whether it's legal, whether it's financial services. Documentation is key so that if something were to happen and that business, had to defend itself, what documentation do you have? That's what I mean. And that could be, any industry has that equivalent, but understanding those day-to-day workings for each member of the organization and how to protect their company the best way they can is going to be imperative going forward. And 7th, last but not least, technology fluency. Whatever technology is being brought into that business, I think everybody really needs to be comfortable using it. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to use every platform or every technology tool that comes into the business, but the ones that are going to be key and paramount, people have to be comfortable. And how do you do that? Well, you have to get people out of their comfort zone. You have to get them using it. You have to train on it. Whether it's short meetings every day, force implementation. Certain tasks or certain things can't be done on a day-to-day basis without using that technology. We've been bringing lots of AI into our business, and getting people outside the comfort zone to understand how these tools work is a challenge, but it's something that is ongoing. People aren't going to learn overnight. I certainly didn't learn overnight. I've been at it for a few years now trying to understand these things. It's fast paced. It's moving at a quick speed. What's here today is gone tomorrow, and what's going to be here tomorrow is probably not going to be here in a year, but eventually it's all going to settle. The dust is going to settle, and it's going to be a whole new way of doing things. Kind of like the advent of the internet, When it first came around, I bet you there was a lot of people that kind of had friction towards it, didn't want to use it, and now everybody uses it every single day. I think AI tools are going to be that same thing. So technology fluency, making sure your people are comfortable, people are using technology, people understand the uses of technology and how, again, it can enhance them but not replace them. That's something that's, I think, key going forward. Now, if you've gotten to this point of the video, I said at the beginning, I'm going to have a free tool for you. Go ahead and comment on the video, free tool, and I will send you a checklist that you can share with your team, your leadership team, about the 7 key skill sets that every member of an organization is going to need to work towards going forward, because AI will replace not people, but lots of the tasks, processes that we handle every single day now. Again, if you guys like my videos, if you find them helpful, give me a thumbs up. I hope you like this one. Remember to comment on these videos. I respond to every single one. And subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one and hope to see you on another one soon. Take care.